This is our best model ever. It's got all this digital functionality. It's got the Bluetooth capability so it can talk to the app. I'm going to make some ice cream while I'm talking to you guys. It's got a programmable timer. It's got 5 programs on the machine itself and another 12 programs in the app. You can use it with all of this technology, or you can just use it manually. It works great either way. It's got a whole new design. This is a lot quieter. This is a lot quieter, right? This one has a double wall, double seal around the blade bearings. It's got this new lid, which is nicer. All fits in the dishwasher.
That's a nice one.
And it comes in brushed stainless steel or black graphite metal finish. Now those cost extra normally, but at the fair, no extra charge. So you get all the upgrade. You get this nice cookbook. This perfect blend system is $100 normally, $69 for people who already own the machine, but free when you buy the machine. And then on top of that, it's a 10-year warranty. We divide it into 5 payments. No extra charge for the division. It's just the cost of the machine plus tax divided by 5. What that means is that you can take it home for $118 today. The total is $550. Now, if you'd come yesterday, it was actually $599. They started a national promotion today, so it's another $50 off. So, it's only $50 more than I paid for mine 20 years ago, which is incredible. It's incredible. So, it's just, to me, everybody should have one at this price. $118. And then every month we'll charge you another $118, so 4 more payments after this. So it really is great. I'm going to start with a little avocado.
Do you still have your original Vitamix?
Yes, well, not really. I gave it to my daughter. She has it.
Use it.
Oh my gosh, she uses it all the time. She was so thrilled. You'd have thought I gave her a car. I gave her a 15-year-old Vitamix. But she was the one, we got our first Vitamix when she was 9. And she was 9 years old. I had 6 kids, and she was the youngest. And they were so excited about getting this Vitamix machine and ice cream and all this stuff. Anyway, so she grew up having a Vitamix, and then of course she moved out, and she didn't have a Vitamix, and she moved around a lot, and she moved around a lot, and she finally kind of settled, and so we were going to get her a Vitamix, and in the meantime, we thought, well, I wanted to get this one, it's like a cat, like a Bentley. I changed it to Bentley because it's even better than Cadillac. And so we gave her the old one, thinking we'll just do that and she loves it. She doesn't want to get a new one because it's what she grew up with.
If it works, it works.
So I'm going to do a little, so you see, I already put in the avocado. It's got the nutrients for the avocado in there. Now I'm going to pour in the liquid.
Considering.
You really should. I tell you, I'm not being a pushy salesman. I'm just telling you, it's the best thing in the world. And this new model is. Yeah. So you should consider it. You're welcome. So the agave nectar is next. Just fill up that box until it is all filled up. Next we're going to do some carrots. And ice. And that's all it is. That's simple. Except you got to be on the ice when you put it in. Up. Don't put that one anywhere. The Vitamix is very forgiving. So all I got to do is hit start. Each recipe has a blending program embedded inside the recipe. So all I got to do is hit start. It's going to blend from the app. There's a lot of different ways. You also have blending programs right on the machine. A lot of ways to use this machine, either manually, semi-automatically, or completely automatically. noticed that as I was compiling the recipe, it's giving me nutritional information. That's very useful while you're doing it if you're trying to, control for calories or carbs or whatever. You can use that information while you're doing it to cut back on something or to add a little more of something. Now at the end, you're more interested in what a single serving it looks like. So I'm going to put my serving container right on here. When it goes to the next step, the serve step, it automatically zeroes out the weight of that. And now it's just going to put in the ice cream. Look at that ice cream. Isn't that amazing? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful ice cream. So we'll spoon a little in here first and take a little nutrient reading. Now the way you do that, right there in the middle it says track serving. I'm going to track the serving. There you go. That's the nutrition facts for the single serving. Now that's a pretty big serving, but keep in mind, this is mainly ice. That's why it's so low in calories. It's spinach, it's carrots and avocado. Both of those are really healthy for you. So you're nourishing your body while you're actually satisfying your craving for sweets. So come on over and try it. You don't have to wait for me to finish because it takes me forever to get this in these little Dixie cups. At home, you're probably not going to use Dixie cups. And I'm going to make some hot soup next. Same machine that makes ice cream turns raw vegetables into hot soup in just minutes. So if you don't have a Vitamix, there's never been a better deal. And the deal just got sweeter. It's the sweetest deal ever. I paid $500 for my Vitamix back in 1999. You can get this one, our top-of-the-line, most expensive model ever, for only $549. And that's an incredible price for Vitamix. Any model Vitamix, but for the top-of-the-line. Now this is the latest, greatest Vitamix we've ever done.
What kind of blade? I noticed there's a different blade down there. What kind of blade did you make this with?
So this is just our standard wet blade. It's just our standard blade. It's got the four points with the holes in it. Yeah, that's called an air blade. It's designed for muddling, foaming, frothing. It pulls everything down through those holes.
Puts the air in.
And it aerates it. You can use it for hot or cold drinks. And I have to confess that I haven't actually used it yet. I did watch a video on it this morning, and it looks pretty cool. We can show you a video on our phones of what it does if you're interested in it. But I unfortunately have not had a chance to use it yet. It's brand new. It just came in right before we started this show, so I haven't had a chance to use it at all. If you're, you don't have, you can use this without any technology at all. But if you like the idea of the technology and you want to use, there's over 500 recipes. It downloads to your phone. It's just, I can show you real quickly what it looks like on the phone. It looks beautiful on the phone. I thought I had it up. There are two other apps that you can use with this scale as well. Plus you can just use the scale as a standalone. So this is what the app looks like. Those are literally over 500 recipes. You can sort them according to different categories. When you pick one, it shows you the basic information and the ingredients. So if you're at the grocery store, you pick these things up, and then when you hit blend, it just takes you through like I did the last one, like I'm about to do again, each step. And then when you get up to the blending step, it automatically blends in here. When you go to the serving step, it gives you the So this is on your phone, or an iPad, or any kind of tablet. You can have it on you can have it on yours. You can have it on yours, and that way you can both use the machine, not at the same time.
If you don't have, you have an old Vitamix.
Okay.
And you still use the app.
Yes, the app and the scale work with any model because they work independently of the Vitamix. So the app will not run your machine if you don't have the Bluetooth on your machine.
Right.
How old is your machine?
How old is our machine? How old is our machine? At least 15 years.
So
10.
if it's, this is such a major leap forward, I would encourage you to consider it because they did a major departure. So with the new model, with the Ascent sign series, the Ascent series, the reason they named them Ascent, I guess, is because you're ascending into the future. But the point is that the legacy models, they're no longer developing programming or containers for those older models. So this is designed for the future. You get a 10-year warranty. It's probably going to last you 30 or 40 years. And all the technology, everything that they're developing in terms of extra containers and all that is designed to be used with the new platform. Now, you can trade yours in to the old one for... Go ahead. This will not fit on yours because it's got too big of a blade. So there are some, there's some, like this set here, you can get for the old machine, but the problem with that is it's just a set of containers. It's got the blade, but the machine doesn't know that there's anything different. With the new one, you get this set, and this, when you put it on, I'll show you the difference. I'll go to the blender setting. Now, here are all the programs that are associated with this container. But if I put this container on, you'll see it's a different set of programs, and they function differently. So when you're blending in here, it's going to actually run the motor differently, whereas the old machine wouldn't know that. That's where the difference comes in. The trade-in value is basically what happens is we give you a voucher. You've got up to 3 months to use the voucher. So if you want to try to sell your older one for more than $100, then you can do that. Otherwise, you can just send it back to Vitamix. They'll take $100 off your credit card or send you a $100 check. And then you get the brand new upgrade. This is such a great price. Plus, you get all these extras. Now, you don't get this. This is an extra purchase. But you do get an upgrade to the metal finish. If you decide you like the metal finishes, it comes in black graphite or brushed stainless. It comes with all the new design features. The motor, the quieter motor. The containers have a new design. They're all dishwasher safe. They have a double wall, double seal around the blade bearings. You can see the difference. A lot of people don't look at the bottom, but this was off of our Pro 750, which people paid around $750 for. It was the model number and the price. You can see the difference in quality on this one than here. So they made improvements, but they actually lowered the price and lengthened the warranty. So the warranty is now 10 years, so it's just good all the way around. And I'm going to go back to my large container. So there is a dry blade that you can get, but with the new one, you can actually use this blade for dry as well. I did a little rice flour earlier. I poured it out, but I used this container and this blade. So you can get a dry grains container, and it's nice to do big batches of flour and things like that. But on the other hand, you can use this blade to do flours and spice blends, things like that, with either of these containers. I can make some rice flour if you'd like to see it, and I can make it right in one of these. You can use them with these, and these are multifunctional. So you're not just doing dry, you're doing anything. So you can do a little pesto, a little, whatever you want, in smaller quantities. And I like it for doing spice blends because, you don't want to make a big batch of spices. Spices, they lose their flavor and then get stale. Whereas with this, you don't have that issue. I was going to do a hot soup next. Would you like to see the rice flour?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. So, the only hard thing is getting this whole bag of rice into that little container. It's just... So where did you guys get your Vitamix?
Here.
Here? Good? Always good?
We looked at it for several years and finally decided let's just do it.
You'd be surprised. I hear that a lot. It's a hard decision because they're expensive, but the value's there. They last forever. You got yours at least 10 years ago, and it still works great. So I did the same thing. I got mine in 1999, so it's almost 20 years old. I gave it to my daughter, so you can't give it to her because she's already got one. But if you know somebody that you know and love, you can give it to them, or like I said, $100 minimum, and you can probably sell it for more than that if you want. And do you have a dry grains container now? So see, the dry grains container, you probably get $50 for that. You don't have to send back everything. I think all you have to do is send back the motor to get the $100.
Would that be the old one for on this one?
No, you'd have to sell the old containers too, but then you're contributing toward the purchase of everything new. And new is good, especially this. So I'm gonna let a program do it. So I'm gonna use the spice grinding program. Now you can also just do this manually and get any kind of texture you want, but I like to show the programming. And you can see it knows that this is on there. It senses whatever container's on there. Now this one I did that. Normally when I'm doing flour, I let it run on the highest speed for about a minute. So this actually ran for a little less, more like, so we'll see what we got. But you can always run it for a little longer. It's actually got pretty good. So that kind of eliminates the need to buy the dry grinder, is my point.
Yeah.
We still have it. It's a 48-ounce size, and it's $99. It's around here somewhere. It's the same size as the air disc container down there. Same size as this.
You can grind it longer.
But if you want it thinner, yeah, grind it longer. You like it a little more powdery fine? So you can certainly do that. You can do anything from an, really super fine espresso down to a coarse grind for an old-fashioned percolator with coffee.
That's part of a different set.
That is, you have to pay for those separate, right? But you get, what you do, once you get the blade, you can buy as many containers as you like. And the containers aren't that expensive. It's the blade you're paying for. So you can get a set of 2 of these and a blade for $99. Or you can get a set of 2 of these and the blade. These come with the to-go lids. So a set of 2 of those with the blade for $129. And we can roll that into the payment plan. So if you just get the scale, that's usually $100, but it's free. So if you just get the scale on the machine today, it's $118 for the payment plan. Every $100, if you get this, it's going to add about $10. So there's 5 payments. Oh, let's say $20.
What is the price? What is the
So today it's $5.49. Yesterday it was $5.99. If you get them from Vitamix, it's $6.20, and you don't get anything extra. Today it's $5.49, and you do get the scale. You do get the upgrade to the metal finish. It is a 10-year warranty. You get this cookbook, and the best machine they've ever designed. The whole design of the machine, and the reason I think this is so spectacular, is they just took into account people who have the machine. So they asked, we know you love your Vitamix, but if you could change one thing, what would it be? So I'm asking you, if you could change one thing, what would it be? You love your Vitamix. So here's some of the responses. It's too tall. It doesn't fit up underneath the cabinets.
Yeah. So we bought a shorter one.
So you got the shorter one, yeah. So now you can sell that and put it, because this one will fit automatically. It's too loud. Everybody says so loud. I can't. So this is a whole lot quieter. I can't make small batches of things. Even if I get a 48-ounce container, I still can't make small batches. So now you can get all the way down to 8 ounces. They couldn't do this before because they needed that self-detection feature to be able to get down to small batches. I can't get out my peanut butter. I make peanut butter and I can't get it out. Well, this shorter, wider container has more space, number one. This is $14.95, and you can squeegee down the sides. It really gets out every drop. Now that does cost $14.95. And, a lot of people said, I wish it had a timer on it. So, it does. A lot of different design features, and they just threw in some extra things. All this, like this knob here, when you turn it, it's an infinite turn. So it will only go up to 10 if you're counting clockwise. If you're doing it counterclockwise, it'll go down to 1, but there's no stopper on it to break. Very few things on here are breakable. So I'm going to put this right on the scale.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you clean under the blade? For example, peanut butter would be sticky under the blade.
Exactly. So again, now, my 12-year-old daughter, she's not 12 anymore, she's in her 30s, but when she was 12, her smart alecky answer was, just make me a peanut butter milkshake for you. But, so I actually do a lot of sequencing where I make something and then, but this gets under the blades like that. And then you turn it over, scrape it all down here, turn it over again, and squeegee is out. It's really effective. when you actually do it, you say, wow, this is really effective. And it's kind of got a very tough, rubbery. Yeah, so it doesn't scratch the machine, but it also doesn't get all, you know, those spatulas get all beat up. It doesn't get beat up quite as much. So, I'm going to do the soup. I got to get...
Yeah, that'll heat it up.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to put this on the container.
I know it is slightly used one.
So now... You're thinking, right? So, now... Who has the Vitamix now? I know you, and you have it. Okay, so you guys have it.
Yep.
You don't have it. You need to get a Vitamix.
But she needs an old one.
But you need to buy their Vitamix. They'll make you a really good deal on it. We'll figure that out right now. It's true. Oh, you found your daughter. Okay, you need to get a Vitamix too. So we're going to get all this happening here. I gave my old one to my daughter, so you don't have to worry about giving her one. She's already got it. Not that you would. Celery. So while we're working this out, I'm going to go ahead and get out my soup ingredients. Celery and carrots and tomatoes. So we'll start with a little celery, throw in some some carrots, do a little tomato. Now you can go to I'm just kind of forcing it to go to the next ingredient to hurry it up. You can go to another ingredient by touching it. Like if I touch the garlic, it goes to the garlic. Or you can use these two knobs on the up and down arrows. So if I go back, now I'm on the tomato, now I'm on the garlic, now I'm on the tomato, now I'm on the garlic. So you can do it. Now I'm on the garlic. So since I'm on the garlic, I'm going to throw in the garlic. Don't have to peel it because garlic peel is edible. So you just throw it in. Do you like peeling garlic? Nobody likes peeling garlic, right? No. I got a vegetable bouillon cube. This comes wrapped in aluminum foil. Believe it or not, you do have to peel this. That's a limit to my laziness, I gotta say. So we'll put that in. And a little taco seasoning. Here you can really see the how sensitive the machine is. And it's important, you don't want to overfill with the taco seasoning because then you got to get a little pair of tweezers and try to, it's just hard. So, but look, every little sprinkle, it so accurately measures it up to 100th of an ounce. So if you've got a recipe that calls for like an eighth of a teaspoon of a spice, you don't have to worry about, how do I measure that out? You just sprinkle it right in and it fills up the box. I'm doing a little hot water. Now you don't have to use hot water. You use cold water, it still gets steaming hot. You guys made soup. And you don't have to use it hot water. It's hot either way. I like to use hot water when I'm at the fair just to speed things up. And as soon as that box fills up, you're good to go. All right. We got all the ingredients in. They're exactly in the right portions. We're going to move it over to this machine. This is going to blend it automatically. Now, when you have their old machine, you're going to have to blend it yourself. So you're going to crank it up to 10, kick it on high. Unless you convince them to just go ahead and sell their machine and you all get new ones. That's what I would do. It is really a big difference. The old ones are great. I love my Vitamix. I've had it for 20 years. But this new one is like fantastic. You see it started off slow, then it sped up. When it hits the top speed, it's going so fast. So amazing. We love to see it. Yeah. And you can make any kind of soup you like. I'm making tortilla soup, but I make broccoli cheddar soup on a regular basis. I make roasted butternut squash soup on a regular basis. Lots of soups. So, this new model just knocks it out of the park in every way, shape, and form. Little design features like the fact that they used to just cover around the post with this rubber mat. Now it covers the whole top. Less likely for things to get underneath there. You can still take it off, still comes off, but less likely to get underneath there. And it helps dampen the sound a little bit. It covers the whole thing. The motor's suspended a little better. There's lots of little design things that they just really took into consideration. Now I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. It is pretty hot, but look how hot it is. Now I'm going to put it back on the scale because I'm really not done yet. At the end, you can really load it up with a lot of extra ingredients. So if you want a little heartier soup, you can throw in a few chips because that's what it's telling me to do. And a little bit of spinach. Perfect. Now it's going to run another program. We're going to put it back over here. It's not going to run the soup program now. It's going to run a separate program to chop those up. So it's going to do that for about 15 seconds. You can chop those up. So, you know, you can use the programming, you can use the technology. It makes it so that everything comes out absolutely perfect. That's why they call it the perfect blend. That's why you get precise nutrition information. But you can also just use it manually. They've got 5 presets right on the front, so you can use those programs. It's smoothie, ice cream, hot soup, spreads like hummus, things like that, and self-cleaning right on the front. The possibilities are just endless, and they've got so many big plans for all the new things that they're doing, and this platform is the platform they're going to be using. So that's why I say it's just built for the future. And the soup is delicious. And here's the thing about this soup. It's going to taste like a slow-simmered restaurant quality soup that's been simmering for hours on the stove. It's actually raw vegetables juiced and heated. It's so much better for you. You know, when you cook vegetables, you're cooking away a lot of the nutrients, right? So with this, you're not cooking away the nutrients. You're extracting the nutrients with the juicing. So if you eat a raw carrot, that's better than eating a cooked carrot. But you can't chew all the nutrients out either. Juicing extracts all the nutrients, and then the Vitamix doesn't hurt them. So no nutrients are hurt during making the soup. That's what they always say in movies, right? No animals were harmed during the making of this movie. No nutrients were harmed during the making of this soup. So I'm going to clean it up. Isn't that good? Amazing, right? You saw 2 minutes ago it was raw vegetables. But it doesn't taste raw, right? Doesn't taste raw at all. You go back and make some more smoothies. Now, what kind of smoothies do you guys like to make in yours? What kind of stuff do you put in there?
Whatever's left over in the refrigerator.
It's, yeah.
Usually we have blueberries or raspberries. We have our
And it's the only machine that will actually get those seeds down to nothing. There you go.
protein powder, whatever vegetable is in the refrigerator.
So, I'm going to do the citrus green smoothie again. I've had very limited ingredients here, because I am at a fair. I do have a fridge, though. So, but we have to buy so much of everything that, you know, we still... So I'm going to do the citrus green smoothie. And, again, I'm going to use my perfect blend system. Now, you can still use this the way you've always used it by just throwing stuff in. It still all comes out great. You can take advantage of the programming for the automatic blending right on the machine. But any time where you want that information, or when you're trying to make something you've never made before, or in my case, anytime I'm doing pestos or salad dressings, I always use the scale, because that way it comes out perfect, and I'm not dirtying up any recipe, any measuring cups, measuring spoons, and I don't have to get my cookbook out. Yeah, any tablet or any phone. So when I have it on my phone, that's an iPad. But you can use it on any tablet, a Kindle. It doesn't have to be an Apple product. My phone is an Android phone, and it works great on the Android platform. And you can download 2 other apps. They're called the Perfect Bake and the Perfect Drink. Baking and drinking. I like to do those at the same time. So, right now I'm at 0 because it's just air in here. It calculates as it goes, and then at the end you get the complete nutrition profile. So I'll show you again while I'm making the smoothie, and I'll show you more precisely how it works. And having that nutrient information is really good. So So I take off the zest because the zest is problematic for some people. It's got an oil in there that some people find hard to digest. The white parts, 75% of the vitamin C and almost all the calcium. Now, you can see here's the orange box that I'm going to fill up. Now, one orange usually fills it up, so I'm going to put it in. And sure enough, 118 calories, 30 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of protein. And that's based on the weight of the orange. Now I'm going to start putting in some pineapple. You don't have to cut things up, and you want to keep in the hard-to-blend parts like the core, because that's, again, one of the healthiest parts of the pineapple is the core of the pineapple. Now we need a little bit more pineapple. Now you don't have to walk around with this machine all day. If you buy it, we just hang on to it with your name, and when you get ready to leave the fair, we hand it to you. Or we can actually ship it to your address. Either way. Most people want to go home and get started. So. But we can, you can buy it, and we'll hang on to it until you're ready to leave. That way you don't end up coming back and having a big long line of people. I'm just going to keep putting it in. So you can see, it's giving me the calories per so that's 172 calories of pineapple. But the cumulative is over here. And you can go into the pantry and it gives you a complete nutrition profile of every ingredient. So if you go into the pantry, you can really see specifically on each ingredient.
Can you add in ingredients?
Yes. Yes. So if you're in the pantry, it has a lot. I mean, you can find bee pollen in the pantry. You can find all kinds of great things. But if you have a protein powder that you use, for instance, and it's not in there, there's a lot in there. But if it's not in there, you just add it using the labeling on your package, and then it's there forever. If you like to make your recipes, let's say I didn't want to use spinach, I wanted to use kale. I can edit this recipe. It's drag and drop. You just drag the spinach out, pull in a new ingredient, tell it it's kale, how much you want, and you got a whole new recipe. You can also start from scratch and make new recipes. Okay. Right now we're at the spinach. How you doing today? I like to show how even one little leaf of spinach, I know you guys probably get sick of seeing this, but it just fascinates me how one little leaf of spinach causes that line to move. It is so... So, you know, we sold a ton of these at the Erie County Fair this year. We sold a time yesterday and the day before. As of today, it's $50 less. I mean, this is the best price we've ever offered. I paid $499 for my Vitamix in $19.99. So to get this for only $5.50 is like, wow, it's so amazing. We'll do a little slice of lime. This is an amazing, amazing price. And the new model is like stepping into the most luxurious luxury car available. A banana. So, I've been skimping on the banana. I'm running out of ripe bananas. So, we're going to add just a little bit less. So this is an executive decision that you can make in your own kitchen. Just get up there and say, you know what? Enough with the bananas. You don't want to go nuts with the bananas. You don't want to go bananas with the nuts. Just... I'm here all week. I think too much about produce, you know. But why is it that nuts and bananas mean crazy? Why not strawberries? What if I said, you know, boy, I went strawberries last night? Everybody would think it's like nuts.
Everybody would think you were nuts and bananas.
Okay. And you probably think I'm especially crazy, right? Are you French? My son-in-law is French. I would tell you what town he grew up in, but I don't know. It's a little town on like the Swiss border near the Alps. He's fascinated with all the colloquialisms and some of them he just doesn't get at all. And it's fun. We have such a great time. He's a roboticist. He heads up a robotics department at NYU. So I took some of that ice out, you saw, because there was a little yellow line there. It told me I had too much in. I'm going to put that over here, bring that over there. And Now when I hit start, it's just going to run this program. The blending programs are embedded in the recipes. So every recipe comes with its own pre-selected program. All you got to do is hit start. So you call up the recipe, you make it using your scale, it blends it automatically. This system is called the Perfect Blend. It works with any model Vitamix. It's normally $100. We have it here for $69.95. If you buy your Vitamix, you're going to get the Perfect Blend system absolutely free. That is delivering up the absolute perfect blend, minus a little bit of banana that I didn't put in. When it stops, it's ready. Now, again, with the nutrients, it gives you the cumulative along the way, but if you want specifics, you just put whatever you're going to serve it up in on the scale, pour this in there, hit where it says track serving, and you get the nutrition facts for your single serving, right? Isn't that cool? And it's so precise because the scale is accurate up to 1/100 of an ounce. So you get really precise nutrient information that you can really use. Look at that silky smooth texture. I'm gonna make ice cream next. Everybody likes ice cream. 2 cups of water, drop of dish soap. And it's all cleaned up. All I have to do is give it a rest. Isn't that one of the greatest things about it? How easy it is to clean, right? So if you don't have a Vitamix, folks, we've never had a better offer. I mean, literally, and it even got better. I said that all day yesterday. It's better today. So take advantage of this.
What about tomorrow?
So it's definitely not going to go down any further. It might end up, they're running a national promotion. It's a limited time promotion. We're able to honor it as long as it runs. I don't have the dates, but so it's not going to go down anymore. It might go up again, but it's not going to go down. I have no control over that. I just got a text this morning saying, as of today, I can take $50 off. So that made me happy. I like taking $50 off. So I'm going to make a little ice cream next. What kind of ice cream should I make? Anybody got a preference? I make vanilla, chocolate, coffee, and I make a lemon sorbet. I don't use my scale to make the lemon sorbet. First person to speak wins.
Vanilla.
Which one?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Okay. Vanilla. So the vanilla is actually spinach and avocado. It tastes like vanilla ice cream, but it's a healthy vanilla ice cream. So how do you say vanilla in French? What is it? Vanilla. Similar. Okay. I won't try to butcher your language anymore. Je m'appelle Guy. I can say that. Because it's true.
You're just the Vitamix guy.
I am the Vitamix Guy. So, little non-berry creamer. I made that recipe earlier today where I shorted the banana, and I didn't make a big deal of it. I just put a little less banana in and went to the next ingredient. There was a guy standing there, and when I finally said, "Now it doesn't that perfect," he said, "Well, I could use one more banana." So now I make a big deal every time I short the banana. Oh, you see how close I am? I almost got it perfect. There we go. Now it's perfect. It's not just practically perfect, it's perfectly perfect. I'm going to do a little agave nectar to sweeten it up. I have to squeeze every drop out of there, I think. Yep. Good enough. We'll retire that one. Spinach. Whoops, I skipped the spinach accidentally. Now I'm going to go over here to my spinach cabinet. espinaca. I am learning some of my fruits and vegetables in Spanish. So, you know Spanish? Anybody know Spanish? You know Spanish as well? Of course you do. That's my son-in-law speaks Spanish. He speaks German. You know. How do you say? This is espinaca. Espinaca. So how do you say it in French?
Épinard. Épinard.
Épinard. Did I say it close? Okay. My goal is to learn all the produce in all the different languages. Then I can quit making produce jokes about, you know, quit going nuts and bananas with produce jokes. Okay. We are one leaf of spinach away from perfection. I get so few opportunities in life to be perfect. This makes me very happy. A little ice. By a little, I actually mean a lot. I heard a ding, but I don't think it was serious. There, now it's serious. Sometimes I can fool it by throwing it in a little more forcefully. Now I want to blend it. So making ice cream can be tricky. You have to have the right ratio of ice to liquid, or frozen fruits to liquid, to make it come out good. And you have to, you know how to manipulate the dial in order to keep it blending, because when it gets really thick, sometimes it just pushes everything off to the side and doesn't get going. This runs a kind of a little complex little 1-2 punch blending program. So I got the right ratio of liquid to frozen in by using the scale. Now the blending program is going to take care of the rest. My ice creams always come out perfect. So, like I said, you're an expert at over 500 recipes from the day you take the machine home. There's no learning curve. Now here at the fair, we always have the best deals. We always save the best for the fair. And it actually got a little sweeter as of today. This is our top-of-the-line model Vitamix. Our previous top-of-the-line model Vitamix cost way more money, had fewer features, and a shorter warranty. This new top-of-the-line model Vitamix has a lower price, a longer warranty, 10 years, and a lot more features. Now, if you get it at the fair, it's got the lowest price, $5.50, $549.95. For this model is crazy, but that's not even the whole package. In addition to the machine with all the latest features, we'll do a design on the container. You're going to get this really nice cookbook. You're also going to get this tamper stick. I call it a magic wand. You're also going to get a free upgrade if you want to upgrade to the fancier finishes. This is metal. It's a brushed stainless steel. This one's also metal. It's black graphite. You can get those at no extra charge. 10-year warranty, and we're going to throw in the perfect blend system, which is normally $100 at no extra charge. We'll split that into 5 payments. The 5 payments equal about $118 each. You cannot beat this. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. The reason I use my lid, by the way, is because if I don't, that little Dixie cup doesn't have enough stability, and when I try to pour stuff in, it falls over, and then it's all over my scale. But you don't have to use the lid. At home, you're just going to put on a bowl or whatever. You're probably not going to use Dixie cups, but if you do use Dixie cups at home, then use the lid. We'll pour a little of this in there. And you can track as many different size servings as you like. I'm going to track this one, and there we go. It's only 25 calories. You can have 4 of these. You're still under 100 calories, and they're good, healthy calories. So, this is phenomenal. A little spinach and avocado ice cream. Now it tastes like vanilla ice cream, and this is ice cream that actually nourishes your body. It doesn't punish your body the way normal ice cream does. You know, normally when you get a craving for something sweet and delicious, you end up eating something that's not particularly good for you. The Vitamix lets you make the foods you don't like taste good, and the foods that aren't good for you healthier. So if you're a person who doesn't eat a lot of greens, the best way to eat a lot of greens is make ice cream. It is the way to eat healthy. And you know, you only get one body in life. They don't let you trade them in. It's not like a car. You're stuck with the one you got. I found that out the hard way. I spent the first 47 years of my life eating like crap. I had high cholesterol, borderline diabetes, and a stack of prescriptions that I never got filled because I got a Vitamix. That was in 1999. I got more energy at 65 than I had at 45. No question about it. That's why I'm such a big fan of this machine. I feel like it basically saved my life because I was, headed in the wrong direction. Try this. always say I feel 35. I mean, I really do. I've got all the energy in the world. I do these fairs. I'm, 12 hours a day, day after day after day. I got all the energy in the world. I have a lot of fun doing it. But the point is, I'd rather feel good than look good. When I look in the mirror, I see my grandfather looking back at me. That's a little unsettling.
I miss the ingredients. It's just,
So, yeah. So I used a little vanilla creamer, and then I use fresh spinach, fresh avocado, some
I don't
agave,
need
some
animal
ice.
products, so I was just checking.
Oh, okay, yeah. Do you have a Vitamix machine?
No, but we're shopping for one.
Well, I'll tell you, man, you came along at the right time, especially, we have a national promotion that just started today, and we didn't know about that was happening. We got a text this morning saying it's an extra $50 off. So our price was $5.99 up until today, now it's $5.49.
Yeah, we were looking at the 2,500.
Okay, so we have that one too. We can also take money off of that one. We can still divide it up into the 5 payments.
What's the difference between the 25 and the 35?
Okay, so the difference between the 25 and 35 is that the 25, let me just double check. So I'm telling you right. Yeah. You have, oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. So yes. Okay. So the 23 and the 25 are more manual. They don't have the digital front. So instead of the digital buttons here, they're actual knobs, the actual things. The 25 does have the variables, the digital timer. Yes, but it doesn't have a programmable timer. So this one has a programmable timer where you can set it and forget it. This one has the 5 program settings on the machine. And that's 3. And the 25 has
The 25 has
3. Yeah, they're on the dial. So you have 3, and this one has 5. This one's digital. This one's not digital. Now, a lot of people say, they're fussy. They're not sure they like the idea of the digital, but I'll tell you, the digital actually is less likely to break and easier to maintain. And I'll show you a couple of reasons why that is. And it actually works really well. So for instance, the center dial here, this is an infinity dial, so there's no stoppers to break. A lot of the times that's where it fails, and then it quits doing because it's a manual thing behind there. It's a potentiometer. This is all digital, so there's no potentiometer. So once I get to 10, I can still keep going. And there's nothing in there to break. If you go down to 1, it's the same way. So clockwise takes it up, counterclockwise takes it down. The pulse is very effective on any speed, and then on a really slow speed. It's just pulsing. So again, that manual pulse is more likely to break. Now they really build these things great, so you're getting a 10-year warranty with either one. But they claim that this is less likely to break than the manual.
Can you program the pulse through the programming or no? So that it's an automatic pulse?
Automatic pulse, I don't think they have that yet, but at some point in the future they may. They're developing a lot of new programming and things like that. So at this point I think it's still I don't think any of the programs actually pulse for you. I could be wrong. I could check to see. Maybe the guacamole program will do that.
And one of them has an app or something that goes with it.
So you can use the app with either one. This is the app that I'm showing you. Yeah. So did you get here in time to watch me use that app? Okay, so let me show you the app. Now here's the great thing about getting it at the fair. So the 3500 is like the 2500 except it's more digital. It's got more programming. The fair price is phenomenal because this is $629, I think, online on the Vitamix website. They had it for $5.99. We had it for $5.99. Today it's now down to $5.49 for a limited time. We can divide it into 5 payments, so only $118 per payment. And we're going to give you the perfect blend system for free. Now this is normally $100. It's a very highly accurate Bluetooth-enabled kitchen scale, chef scale, and this recipe app. The recipe app has over 500 recipes. The blending programs are actually embedded in each recipe. So if you call up a recipe and blend it, it's going to blend for you right from the recipe. You also have the 5 programs here. Now watch this. There are 17 blending programs on that blending tab right there. So if you're not using a recipe, you still have access to all those programs. The first 5 of those programs are on the front here. So you can use it either way. It also knows which containers on the top. So now these containers don't come with it. You have to buy them extra. But if you do use this,
and I charge the parents extra for my baby.
now this is a different set of programs and they function differently based on this. The machine knows which containers on there and will adjust the lid. So you can get this size or you can get this size. And you can see each time you put on a different container,
I have a little secret ingredient.
they function differently.
That's a good ingredient.
Now, I'm going to go back to the blender, or the browse setting, and I'm going to make a little smoothie. I think I'll make this, I think I'll make Guy's Everything smoothie. I haven't made this in forever. It's my own personal recipe. My name is Guy.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Is that awesome?
Cool guy.
You know what? I'm a guy named Guy. Tells who I am and what I am.
Just cool guy.
Cool guy. So I'm gonna put this right on the scale. I've been trying to get my wife to change her name to Girl. Wouldn't that be cool? Hi, my name's Guy. This is my wife, Girl. She won't
Or do that.
She won't do it. All right, so I'm gonna go back for a second. It thinks I'm using that little guy there. I'm gonna go back and let it know that I'm actually using the large container. There we go. Now if I hit I could have made it the other one, but wouldn't have been very much. You'd each gotten a little thimble full. So we're going to start with the pineapple. What am I making? I'm making the everything smoothie. So the way the app works, the whole point of this is to get everything to come out perfect. And also to get nutrition information, which it gives you all along the way. This app has over 500 recipes in it, and I'm talking salad dressings. Go ahead and look at that. Salad dressings, I'm talking, hummus, guacamole, pestos. You can make your own condiments like mustard and ketchup, whipped cream. You can make salad dressings. Anyway, start off by adding the pineapple. And you'll see that it's keeping a running track of the nutrients as I go. So right now, I'm up to whatever it says over there. It's going to change each time I put something in. Now this is a smoothie that I make just to show off the amazing power of this machine. It shows you 2 things. One, what great, amazing texture you get from really hard to blend stuff, and also what amazing flavor you get because you get such a more subtle, delicate blend of flavor. I'm going to put in a lot of conflicting flavors, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is the app, yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Vitamix Perfect Blend. Vitamix Perfect Blend.
How much is the scale?
$99 normally, but here it's $69.95.
I could probably find it cheaper.
I don't think so. It's $99.95 on Amazon. $69.95 here. Apples. Every part of an apple is good for you. Seeds, core, everything. You can put it all in. Now, if you want to cut it, put a couple of slices in it, there's nothing wrong with doing that. I just like to show how powerful the machine is, so I'm going to throw it in all. Lemon with the seeds and with the seeds and with all that. Now, this fell on the floor, it would be dirty. The Vitamix You thought I was going to say it completely cleans it, right? That would be nice. We're not there yet, but we'll probably get there. Okay, so I threw the lemon in before it was asking for lemon. Getting ahead of myself. I'm going to fish it out.
You know it all too well.
So now I'm going to put the lemon in the right place, go into the carrot, so that it can figure out all the nutrients properly. I usually use 1 stalk of carrot, so I'm going to approximate that with a few baby carrots. And when you're using carrots, your goal is, as you probably figured out by now, is to make that turn red. If you're using the big carrots, don't skin them. When you put them in the Vitamix, because there's a lot of nutrients in those skins. Celery. Celery is hard to blend, number 1. Very stringy and hard to blend. Also has a very powerful flavor. Spinach. Now, I'm tempted to leave the spinach out just because it makes it a funny color. You mix all this strawberries and spinach, it comes out kind of brown, but I'm gonna put it in because it's really healthy for you. And I also like to show just how sensitive the scale is. The scale is accurate up to 100th of an ounce. So you'd think I could put a little leaf of spinach in and it wouldn't even know. Watch. Did you see that little slice of green down there? So it is accurate to 100th of an ounce. That means that your recipes are going to come out absolutely perfect, and the nutrition is very precise. So if it says, as it does, 296 calories, it's exactly 296 calories for the whole batch.
What if you ran out of spinach there? Did you go on to the next ingredient?
Yes. So let's say I don't want to say I don't have any strawberries. You can either touch the next ingredient on your app, or you can touch one of these arrows. The arrow takes you up to the coconut water. Now I go back to the strawberries. You can do the same thing by touching the screen. So strawberries.
I need you.
And coconut water.
Greens and all, huh?
So, yeah, the little tops on the strawberries actually have an enzyme that's good for digestion. So,
You're getting ahead of yourself again.
I am, thank you. I need to keep him around. He's keeping me on my toes, which is good because sometimes I'm not watching it, you know, it's kind of like off to the side.
You just know this recipe too well.
Well, that's true. It is named after me, after all. So, now what's it asking me for? I bet it's asking me for agave now. Now here's a little trick. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I buy this all the time, and I found that there's this little tab under there. If you take that off, then it comes out so much easier. It's amazing the difference. You have to really squeeze hard to get it to come through that. I just like to pass on those little tips, little chef's tips. So you actually are a master chef. If you buy this machine, you're an instant expert at over 500 recipes. You can't mess them up unless, you know, you put the wrong ingredient at the wrong time, but then that's what he's for. What's your name?
Matthew.
Matthew. That's why you have Matthew with you. So,
Everyone needs a Matthew.
by the way, not only does the machine come with the perfect blend system, but Matthew too.
No, it
He comes with the
doesn't.
machine. He comes
For a
with the machine.
limited time off for $200 a year. JK. No,
All right,
it'd
so-
be way more than that.
All right, so now we're going to move this over here. So here's the thing. There's no reason why this should taste good. This should not taste good. If you did this in a regular blender or NutriBullet or, you know, Ninja or something like that, yeah, this would not come out. First off, you'd probably break the machine with a whole apple like that, the core of the pineapple. Secondly, you're going to get all that little grittiness and all that pieces. And thirdly, you're going to taste them. Every time you chew into something, it's just not going to be good. So I'm going to hit start. Now, I created this recipe from the app. So I used the app to create this recipe. You can create recipes from scratch, and you can adjust the blending time. So this is not using the smoothie setting. This is using this blending program that I basically set when I made the app. It's very easy to do.
So you can add your own recipes?
You can add your own recipes. That's basically what I did with this. And you can do your own blending times. I'm blending this one just slightly longer. You'll see, rather than 50 seconds, it's going to set for 1 minute and 20. So you'll see the time pop up as soon as I hit start. You see, 120 seconds. That's because celery, carrots, a whole apple comes out a little better.
What is the typical time? What's the normal?
Typical time for a smoothie is 50 seconds. So this is 30 seconds more. Extra 30 seconds on the clock. But I like doing this recipe just to show how powerful the machine is. No other machine can do what this does. And, you know, if I'm making ice cream next, it crushes ice into ice cream. It just does amazing things. Peanuts into peanut butter, apples into applesauce, corn into cornmeal, sugar into powdered sugar, water into wine. Okay, that's it. If it did that, we'd have to charge more. Speaking of charging, it's a great price. I got my Vitamix in $19.99. We paid, it was a little over $500 with tax. I think it was like $4.79 or something like that. It's still going great. My daughter has it. She uses it every day. It's a whole lot louder. It's got too tall of a container. It's got the old-fashioned motor with the variable and high speed. It's fine. This is so much better. And it's only $50 more than I paid 20 years ago. And you get an upgrade to the metal finish. And you get the perfect blend system with it. And we can divide it into 5 payments. It's only $118 to walk away with it today. So, again, if you want to see the precise nutrients in this, it's nice to know as you're going what you're putting in. But if I go right now, if I pour this in here, and I hit track serving, it's going to give me the nutrition facts just for that one serving. So you really can be very specific about what you're eating. It pairs with apps like Google Fit and Apple Health. Look at that texture. Look at that. Can you believe that was a whole apple just a minute ago? That the core of the pineapple's in here, the little leafy green tops are the strawberries, the skin and the seeds from the lemon. It's hard to believe carrot and celery is in here because there's no little bits of carrot and celery. It's hard to believe that you've got all of that. And isn't it good?
I took the one.
So you're consuming exactly that. So, and if you did this and other thing, it would not, you'd get a lot of flavor from the celery, for instance. You only get a hint of the celery, if at all, with this one. And not that there's anything wrong with celery, but usually if you mix celery and strawberries, it's not necessarily a good mix. Spinach is in here. I mean, my goodness. If you get up in the morning and you have this, you got all the fruits and vegetables you need for the whole day in one simple, quick. So the other thing that this shows you is that you can actually go through the refrigerator and just anything that my daughter used to make what she called must-go soups and smoothies. Anything that was nearing its expiration date and therefore must go, come try. It's delicious. It's everything you ever wanted in fruits and vegetables. I'm making ice cream next, and you should stick around for that.
No, I was going to put it.
I got a question.
Yeah.
We bought one last year, so of course it looks very different.
Yeah, so did you get it here last year?
Yeah.
So it's got the clear lid. It's the A2300, right?
I don't know. It's totally different. It has the on the side, the on and off like here.
So that doesn't sound like the 2300. You sure you got it here last year?
And we got a free bread flour mixer with it.
2 years ago? If it was 2 years ago, that makes
Okay,
sense.
it was 2 years ago.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay.
So the app will work with the app and the scale will work with any model Vitamix.
Okay.
That's not exclusive to this model.
Okay.
The app will only work with the models that have Bluetooth in order to blend it. But the scale, what you saw me do with the recipe, that's good for any model. Every Vitamix owner should have one. I got a scale and recipe app 2 years ago, way before Bluetooth was invented. Well, for Vitamix anyway. And it works great. So, and it's only $69.95 if you get it here. It's $100 online.
Okay, good to know.
I'll do a little ice cream next. How you guys doing? So, I guess I'll have to drink this one. It's left over. Now I got to change my glasses. Bear with me. I took a second to nourish myself. I think that's really good. Don't you like that?